What's happening, everyone? Thanks as always for passing by the channel, very much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. Don't forget as well, please to like and share the videos. Big thank you to everyone who's been doing that. You guys are absolute heroes. We've got a nice little fight for us this weekend. Terence Crawford versus Shawn Porter. Showtime. It's time for a step up, you know. Terence Crawford putting his undefeated record 37-0, which is impressive on the line, as well as his WBO welterweight belt. Terence Crawford, who must be, I think he's top 4 or 5 pound for pound in the world right now, which is a good little resume to have against Shawn Porter, who is 31-3-1. Previously a 2-time welterweight champion, Shawn Porter, as he's held the IBF and I believe it was the WBC belt as well. So a win here would make him a 3-time champion. The undercard isn't too great for this fight, so I'll probably just watch the main event itself. But this is something that we've all been waiting for a long time. Terence Crawford finally getting that opponent that makes us pay attention. You know, it's a step up, adding some, you know, he's fighting someone of note in the welterweight division. His recent opponents have been kind of lackluster, and we can't deny that. You know, you look at it and his resume is just weak. You know, you can't tell me that Kell Brook and Amir Khan, who are completely past their best, have been credible opponents of recent. Given a guy who's a top pound for pounder and a welterweight champion, you know, I suppose it's not all his fault. It's the kind of PBC top rank rivalry. But for this fight, we have to give credit to Shawn Porter, because he is the one who has come across from PBC to top rank, and he will be the reason that this fight is going ahead, because Shawn Porter will fight anyone. Let's have it right. And that's why I like him so much. He's just, you know, someone who, if there's gloves available, he'll stick them on and fight them. You know, Shawn may have lost some fights, actually. I think, who is it? Kell Brook, Keith Thurman, Errol Spence. They're all, you know, it was prime Kell Brook as well, not the Kell Brook that Terence fought. You know, all very tight fights that all went the distance. You know, they were razor thin decisions, razor thin. So he is by no means washed. You know, I say this all the time. Shawn Porter is a live dog. You know, and he's as battle hardened as anyone in the welterweight division. And I still think there is plenty there for him to bring to this fight. He's a hard night's work for anyone. He just keeps coming forward, a bit like Josh Warrington, very, very aggressive for the entire 12 rounds, and he just brings it with a kind of intensity and a kind of, you know, ruggedness to him. He's not just bringing punches, he'll bring elbows, headbutts, the lot. I suppose on the flip side of that, he hasn't got an easy night's work as well, because he's got a legit pound for pounder waiting for him on the other side of the ring. And we know Terence has been waiting for this opportunity for a long time. Therefore, we could potentially see the best version of Terence tomorrow night, which I think is the reason why this fight is ever more exciting, because Terence has wanted that challenge so he can push himself further. Especially since he's been champion, like, he's wanting to show what he can do against other elite fighters. This could be the time when he gets more media attention, gets more kind of credit, because he's not the most promotable of fighters, Terence. I mean, his personality, he's quite shy, he's quite quiet, he's not really that kind of media focused lad. As soon as you piss him off though, it's fair game. He will bring it. So I think this should be a high octane fight, and I think Crawford will up his game for it, because I reckon Shawn will try and rough him up early. He'll get him into a clinch, he'll try and get him on the ropes, he'll try and just hold, and he'll just try and turn it into a phone booth fight as often as he can. Having said that, we have seen Terence Crawford recently become a better inside fighter, especially that little 1-2 punch which he used to take out Kell Brook. That was brilliant. I think that was my first boxing video, actually, was the review of that fight. And especially when it comes to ring IQ, technical boxing, Terence is easily the better fighter. You know, no disrespect to Shawn, as he is good himself, but he's more of a brawler, more of a phone booth fighter, and not as technical as Terence, or I think has a skill set to counter basically anything that Shawn brings to the fight. So I think this will go the distance. I think both these lads are tough as nails, and I don't see there being a KO here. And I think due to his ability, I have to go with Terence for the win. If he can kind of contain Shawn early, because Shawn will probably try and win some of the earlier rounds, I think Terence will be able to kind of get into stride, go to that toolbox, you know, and bring in some of those skills to counter what Shawn brings. I don't think he's going to be easy for him, because he's got a tough night ahead, because Sean will make it as difficult as possible, because he is a nightmare. Like, he's nothing short of a nightmare. So this will be by no means easy. But I think I'd go maybe 8 rounds to 4 in favour of Terence. You know, I don't think this is going to be a shutout. Sean will win some rounds, but I think he'll win them early, and then Terence will kind of adapt and eventually win more of the later rounds. Having said that, I suppose Terence is prone to making mistakes. Like, there have been times in these fights where he gives his opponent chances. You know, like, we've seen it where he kind of like will drop his hands, or like he'll leave his chin a bit exposed. So that could allow Sean to inflict a little bit of damage and you know, capitalise on that. But I suppose overall though, I don't really see how Sean beats Terence. I just think Crawford is such a good fighter, and he's just got better and better and better, especially recently. And he'll have his eye on that unification with Errol next year. I just don't see how Sean beats him. So yeah, I'm going Terence to win by a points decision, 8 rounds to 4. Let me know what you think. We'll see tomorrow night. You know, thank you for watching, guys. Enjoy the fight tomorrow, and I will see you on Sunday for my review. And thanks again. See you next time. Peace.